Hello boys, it's me, Yoshi here, and welcome back to my Pokémon Shield DLC run, trying to still do some stuff. In the last episode we moved through the Tundra more, did some exploring, only to find nothing. Now we're kinda just going through specific stuff to try and get specific things, and I think we've gotten a little bit tired of everything that's been happening, so yeah. So this next section will probably be a little bit different because we are going to be catching some legendary Pokemon, and we are going to be catching them right now. So remember when I mentioned that other setup? I feel like I would not be doing the game unfair if I actually didn't show how to catch these, so I am actually gonna straight up attempt to catch all the legendary Pokemon, and it's probably gonna go terrible, let's just say, but we're gonna give it a try, and that's what counts. Whoop, wrong button there. It's pretty big, to say the least. And there's not a lot of stuff that we can do. So we are currently following around this Moltres in the Isle of Armor. And our goal right now is to make it to its spawn location in the Isle of Armor. And it kind of just, I believe, flies around certain spots until... Oh, it actually got stuck. I just noticed this might be one of those puzzle patterns. Before I watched, I saw Moltres fall off to a secret island. It's probably not going to be easy. Okay, something else is going on the side as well. I'm going to make a save before this happens. Oh, that's a... Okay, that's just a shark. What is it? Sharpedo. My bad. I actually thought that was a legend for a second, but yeah. So here we kind of just started following this, Moltres, and we found out that he kind of just flew off into another cloner, and then we could see him actually continuing to fly between a couple of other shots. Man, these Sharpedo are way too fast, by the way. Yeah, there's like literally no way of getting rid of them. Once they do their swimming animation, there is no way to skip that. Our bike is just way too slow about that. So we're just gonna keep on running. But yeah, there's some stuff you can do, and you can find Moltres as you go through. I'm pretty sure you did not expect us to be going to some of these islands because for the longest time we were kind of just going through and doing some other stuff. I gotta tells you, how's you, trade, okay. Alright then. Okay. We'll just get our Hurricane TR, I guess, and be on our way. Now I think of it, it might be another one of those psycho ones, so because this waits off an in-game time, I may have to straight up wait and see what happens. Might be able to speed it up a little bit, but not really much. Maybe by starting near the Tower of Waters and going to one of the islands where Zapdos goes. Well, actually, that's not even Zapdos that's flying around. That is Moltres. I just realized I don't think I can make it. Actually, wait, I can actually avoid that. I just have to speed up. That's the problem I was dealing with. Okay. So we outsped the Sharpedo there. I don't know what to do, honestly, so I'm kind of just chasing it down, see if I could figure out this route. It's a really weird spot to do stuff. Now, I did some research on how to get all the other legendary birds, but I have not done research on how to get Moltres there. I think he straight up just goes around a cycle and just won't quit. Moltres kind of flying around. There's probably a secret area we don't know about where he's actually gonna straight up stop, or a looping spot. As with many of these, that's probably what happens. This is a huge amount of spots you can go through without actually needing to do anything. It's crazy. Again, I don't really know the strategy for catching up to these guys, so yeah. Part of why I caved to this is actually to do the hop quest shrine. Okay, I think if I just mash this, I'm gonna barely make it. So, or I think holding it down even. It'll do its roar if you're close. There's not a good way to know where it is. Okay, I'm straight up just gonna follow it around for a little bit. I don't know why I even quit out of the thing the last time. We are just gonna mash the bike button and hope. Yes, there's a Sharpeel trying to get us. But the speed will just barely allow us to outrun him. Okay, he finally went away. He does a corner cut, right? I think I could actually catch him here if I move around the corner and wait. Oh! Okay, I think I got its attention. So whenever you get a legendary Pokemon's attention, you want to immediately save the game, because immediately afterwards, you're going to be pulled into a battle. So now we just wait. And now, 50 minutes later, we encounter a wild Moltres. As late as this playthrough is gone, I feel like this is... I probably should mention this just because I think it's really cool. So, anyway. 15 minutes later, it's our DLC battle, and we have our first official legendary battle. Let's go. I like this. Snipe Jump's probably going to kill it, so I'm going to use Icicle Spear instead. Okay, Icicle Spear's still super effective, but at least it doesn't kill it necessarily. Because I do have a Pulse Swiper, but my Pulse Swiper is not the best. I'm gonna go ahead and use U-turn here. And it has Sucker Punch. Really trying hard. Did a little bit of damage. Okay, let's actually get this paralyzed now. Alright, then. So, I've done a lot of strategy working since I came through, and since the last video, I've picked up a Gallade, which is arguably the best Pokemon for this kind of catching. It's able to learn False Swipe, Thunder Wave, and Hypnosis, all of which are status moves, so we can use those. I'm going to start with Thunder Wave real quick, and just get its HP down to where it's comfortable. It's already trying to use Hurricane, one of the best moves there. We're probably gonna have to do a lot of run tricking here because all of these guys are very difficult in their own way. So we're gonna sack off this Pokemon here. I cannot sack off my Ooh, by the way, I might have to switch out their Aki helmet after this battle. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and use a revive here. I'm not sure if our one will actually allow me to survive, but we'll see. Yes, this guy does have some random moves to use. Him picking Hurricane is probably one of the worst things he could do. If for some reason he gets paralyzed like that, we'll use that to throw an extra ball a little bit early. So let's do that. We are trying to use False Swipe to get its HP down to 1 though before it ultimately does anything. And yes, I did pick up a couple of Ultra Balls. I'll probably pick up some more later. But, yeah. Now you saw me throw a Quick Ball there. Funnily enough, Quick Ball actually has one of the highest pulse multipliers. Okay, wow, I went through all of that and my first Ultra Ball catches it. These guys aren't actually as difficult as I thought. I probably could have gone for that a little bit earlier, but I'm trying to practice this setup. So the reason why I want that Glade even in the first place is for False Swipe. And False Swipe is a move that allows you to very easily destroy opponents by essentially sending up energy. You set the HP of the Pokemon down to 1 because apparently in Soul and Shield, 1 HP does mean that Pokemon actually gets decently damaged. So that means we actually get to do something more different. So that's kind of funny actually. Okay, so anyways, Moltres was now caught on the Isle of Aror, and yes, we caught one of the legendary birds, Moltres. Oi, it's me, Peony. How's your expedition doing? Come again? You found the legendary Pokemon Moltres? Ah, that's really something. Now track down the other bird Pokemon. We still have 2 Master Balls we haven't even used yet. We'll probably use them on whatever is the most difficult Pokemon. I remember you from the new Pokemon Snap games, Sandy guessed. I'm gonna go ahead and use a Quick Ball and run strategy here to try and catch it. Part of why Quick Balls are so good, I found out that they are 5 times better than regular Pokeballs on pretty much anything, but only during the first turn. They actually have a hidden 5 times multiplier. I think it was actually lower in our games, so that makes them very effective in this particular game for catching Pokemon. And they are very busted for the early game. Like, you could get some of the easier Pokemon much more easily. But anyways, so part of the reason why we even went to this area in first place is because we're going to the Isle of Aror because we still haven't done the Hop quest, so we are going to actually go ahead and do that right now so we can finish that off. And no, I'm not using Urshifu anymore. I got a little bit tired of that. In fact, since my vest was supposed to layer Ice Beam before, but we didn't get a chance to get it because I believe it wasn't available till later. I'm going to go here. I sorted these to name this time. We actually have a second one just in case. I'm gonna give him Ice Beam finally. No wonder why it was so hard to get. It's actually a TR, not necessarily a TM. We probably also want to give it a stronger water move as well. Where's Hydro Pump and Hydro Cannon? That'd be really useful. I have Hyper Voice, but not Hydro Pump or Hydro Cannon. That is a move you could potentially get. I'm just saying, because I think that move gets used a lot in the radio run. But anyways, quick restore. Then head outside and drop down another save. Just so we don't lose our progress after that. You definitely want to save after catching each of these bird Pokemon. And yes, I watched that other video, by the way, about not why Attribute Okami as a silly subs. And no, I'm not doing that. I am not interested in those specific dumb things or whatever. You'll know what I mean later. Actually, not... There's one Pokemon... I think I know how to deal with the initial setup. So this Urshifu right here that was being really bad, and... Well, it's a legendary. It's really good. It's just, I kind of like its level plus Lucky Helmet, so... Yeah, I think I'm just gonna get rid of it right now. Not necessarily get rid of it, but swap it out for a different legend instead. We have a team of almost legendaries right now. It's actually incredible. But yeah, when we face the next enemy or the next legend, you will see the power of the new Galarian Moltres. Yes, not the regular Moltres. This is Galarian Moltres, which is slightly different stats. But anyways, in the previous video, we should have just gone to Hops and done a special thing, but I think triggering that animation definitely helped because we was able to combine it with the legend. Highly Kushiyoshi, I've been waiting forever for you. I thought Glen Monteo was a real maze, but this place is on a entirely different layout. And it's so hot and humid that I'm sweating a pond over there. So and I split up places to survey, and she opted for the cold and snow, that's all. Too bad we can't somehow divide the heat up between us two. We'll both feel it there. Anyways, I was checking out the Forest of Focus place while I was waiting for you to show up, and then I saw signs that Lilligant and Applin live here. Maybe you could gather a bit of sweet nectar that Urshifu should love from their flowers and fruit. Okay. Oh! There's a trigger. Look, it's a Petilil. Petilil evolves into Lilligant, which is just what we're working for. Doesn't this Petilil seems to be actively a bit strange? Looks sort of sad. Now you betcha, it's still pretty well. Maybe it got separated from its parents. Whoa! What are you glooming on to, mate? You really must be lost if you're thinking I'm your mom. And now I'm stuck. Okay, you gotta help us out, Yukuyoshi. Go and find one of Petilil's parents or something, would you? Look for some worried-looking little man. I'll wait here to spill one. I'm afraid I'll step on it if I'll start walking around. But yes, in the last video we did not continue to have storyline because I wanted to go to the Crown Tundra really badly. And as far as I knew, going to that area and finishing that spot was actually as close to the main storyline as we'll get, but yeah. We are now back in the Isle of Armor doing some stuff, and you're going to be probably seeing some mixed videos this time around since I will be playing other stuff. I think this is going to be locked to rain, by the way, for a while because of the storyline triggers. I just found out that there's some storyline triggers that you can get here. How far do we have to go in here? Okay, there's a Lilligant. Lilligant wants to follow you, huh? Okay, so he becomes the follower similar to how my Inteleon is following me, so that's good. Hopefully he doesn't leave us. That would be kind of bad. I think that Pokemon that I failed to catch earlier was actually one of the evolved Pokemon, which might be another reason why it's harder. Oh, I'm waiting. Oh, wow. I went really fast there. A little bit too fast. Good. Note to self, rain is not the way to go. Actually, probably follows us a lot more slowly than I expected. Hey, I'm gonna do a casual walk this time. So that means some of our opponents may potentially trigger a battle with us, but I think that's the only way we can get through. We've seen many gold ducks appear all over the place, but I don't think we've seen a single Psyduck this entire time. Oh, it is stuck, by the way, on a barrier. There we go. We have to kind of like slowly lead it over. I'm getting a little bit anxious here. Okay, so now if I just wait here. For a little bit, and that'll trigger the cutscene. Finally, Yoshi, and you found Lil again. Looks like they're both pretty happy to see each other. What do you think, Yoshi? I say Lilligant is trying to thank you. Hey, is this some sort of nectar from your flower, Lilligant? Right. Right. Well, that's one part of the Hazelan. See ya, Petali. See ya, Lilligant. Nice one, Yoshi. Now you got some of Lilligant's in here. This nectar's sweet and sticky, just like Urshifu likes it. I definitely wouldn't call it very sticky. It's pretty watery. I think it's what you need, babe, but at least we did a good deed anyway. Come on, let's get Applin's nectar a try next. Alright. We're just gonna follow through the storyline for a little bit, probably, until it's done. No Dynamax battles this time. As tempting as they are, I think I've done more than my fair share of those. Oh, speaking of which, I just found out that I need to do some other stuff. Actually makes my, well, Candelier is still pretty good. Yeah, as fun as Eternatus is, I don't think I've actually used him once this entire playthrough. Probably because at one point I wasn't even able to. Okay, well, we had a Rocky Helmet for Urshifu, just because of our stuff. But we are going to swap it out immediately so that this problem doesn't happen ever again. We may just give it a berry and have it eat that instead, or have it hold something else. Actually, we could just give it a Focus Sash for now. We have so many Focus Sashes, it's crazy. Oh, there's this, this orb is pretty interesting. If you're not a fire type and you use it, it'll affect the character with a burn. It's mainly useful for fire-type Pokemon that have a trade, because fire-type Pokemon cannot be effective with a burn, so you can equip that and then swap that over to someone else, and they'll actually be given the burn immediately after that, which will cause them to start losing HP. Yeah. By the way, Gloomy there, the Pokemon that just appeared there, I'm not going to go for that catch right now. It's another one of those rare Pokemon I mentioned where potentially it could be a slightly lower catch rate than usual. Definitely not easy. There, it's an Applin. Okay, it's gonna be brutal, obviously. I'm sure it went rolling off this way. Huh, you gotta find that Applin. I think the best way to do this show. Oh! This tree has a cutscene! Oh my gosh. Something wrong with that berry tree? Oh! The Applin to you right on the head. And it ran off again. Hey Yoshi, is your head feeling a bit moist? That's gotta be Applin's nectar on you. It might have given us the slip, but at least we got what we came for. But Applin's nectar sweet enough? Hishvu? Like they say, proof is the pudding, or the Applin, so let's give it a try. I don't think your shot as sticky as that. Is there juice or something? They're really sticky enough to be... They aren't sticky enough to be the sticky honey at Ursula's. Come to think of it, they aren't really honey at all, though. I was just thinking nectar and honey were the same thing. I was just barking up the lawn tree. Oh. Oh, Vanabee, I don't see one of those every day. It's cute looking. It's a thick, gooey poison inside its body, making it pretty dangerous. That's it. I was stuck on a Pokemon that produces nectar, but we really need is a Pokemon that uses that sort of nectar to produce something else. Something like honey. Yes. And that collect and store up lots of nectar to make honey. Well, the answer is obvious, right? Actually, Beehive. Beehive Pokemon's got to be the answer, I'm sure, over this time. Vesquin's a Beehive Pokemon, right, Kuyoshi? See one. We're talking about the Isle of Armor. Then I think we should find some on an island shaped like a honeycomb over near that big blue town. Now we know where we're going. I'm off. Don't make me wait, Kuyoshi. Okay. And that triggered into another storyline effect. And yes, I know this is a special weather, but I am not going to fight Iskumi. Because I tried catching it one time and it took forever. It was not fun. I think it was one of those weird 3% chances. Very weird. There's lots of islands in this. It's actually kind of crazy. I might not be able to avoid that just because of it not getting, like... Okay, we avoided it. Never mind. There you are, Kuyoshi. You had you could finally make it. Seen loads of Combi around, but no sign of Vesquin so far. They're the ones that have sticky honey. I borrowed a power spot detector from Sonia, but why is it going off now? Yeah, to the tree here? Something's gotta be up, Kuyoshi. I think we should check it out. Seems like the kind of time to save, probably. What is happening now? Ah! Whatever it is that came from the tree sucks you into the Pokemon den. Oh, we've been warped into a den battle! By myself! We are forced into a solo den battle against Vesquin. I was not accepting this at all. This is a regular battle. I think we could actually just straight up switch. Let's do that. I want to deal with this as him. of his flying moves ought to work out well, probably. First we have to deal with this. Wow, it reduced my special attack and then it immediately made it more powerful again. Oh, it's actually not even a fire type, it's Ghost and Flying instead. Okay. Probably not a good time to Dynamax, just saying. It was already pretty low for my attack. I'll heal if I survive this attack. Alright. Let's go and we have a max air stream. Bug is vulnerable to flying type as well, so I think this would be effective. And it sort of is. Oh, it tried to use reverse on me. Okay, no, I don't want to play it risky with all this stuff going on. I'm gonna full restore Moltres. I have not had to heal in any of these battles in a very while. Attack order. That is one of Beshman's special moves. Okay, we're just gonna spam this Airstream ability until things work. We're gonna have our attack rose again. There's not really a good way to avoid this, actually, so we're just gonna have to keep on going for Hurricane. And there goes notifying the stat changes. And now Reversal's actually gonna do decent. So it's really late on in the battle. Oh, because it's a storyline battle, it does not do the effect. So that means it's not a 4-turn battle, which is nice. But that also means our everything goes away permanently. But Overheat takes it out. Interesting story battle there. The aftershocks of the battle cause a strange cone of honey to fall above. Well, so now we have Max Honey. I wasn't expecting a Dynamax Vexagon to come sweeping out to attack us. Too shocked to even think of joining you in battle. There's some seriously sticky honey. It's the certain something Ursula loves, and it seems like that honey was setting off my power shot detector too. So that assumes then this honey you can find here on the Isle of Armor. Both seem to have kind of a tie to giant maxing and gigamaxing. There's tons we don't know about it yet, so there's tons of research just waiting to be done. Come on, not the thing you are looking for, so let's head back to the dojo at once. While I'm here, I'm gonna actually see if I can trigger my starter's Gigamax as well, because it's currently stuck at a Dynamax form. Alright. Yes, this storyline we've been doing for quite a while, actually. Welcome back, my wandering Willow. Oh, what is that sweet sound I detect wafting through the air around me? It be the Max Sunny that Ursula loves to the max. We got our hands on a nice solvent. Did you now, already? You and me and Kuliyoshi on it, Olan. There's nothing that us can't do that together. You did a really bang-up job finding that Max Honey with hardly a hint from me. Very nice done, Kuliyoshi, and our little hop, too. You didn't forget for a second what that certain something was, did you? If we add Max Honey to our Max Suit, even Urshifu will want to ship. Well, it's been real, Kaliushi, but I think you've earned just about everything the Master Dojo has to teach you. So we can finally have a proper battle with absolutely no holding back. I could use a bit of training if I'm to be ready for what's to come, after all. I won't be pulling any punches this time, Kill. If you think you're ready for me when I'm serious, can come to the battle court out back. So we have another battle we have to do with him. So you have to face this silly again. Battling Master and he's serious. That's seriously terrifying. He's the one that taught Lee all he knows, so Master's gotta be some good strong trainer. Of course he is. Steel your spirit for a serious battle, Kaliushi. Guess he better start getting serious about the research I came here to do too. Good luck with your things, Kaliushi. I'm sure you'll manage like you always do. Dash you right back to catch that battle though, if you do try taking on Master Mustard. Okay. Alright. Okay. Of course. This is now capable of Gigamaxing. Okay, I don't have enough for the thing yet. So we're gonna actually attempt to do this with Urshifu for the first bit. And if it doesn't work, we're just gonna use our turn instead. But we will be buffing up our defense and our stuff a little bit if it ends up being a little bit higher. Are you ready for another battle with little me? That's what I want to hear. Then let's mosey on over to the battleground. So this storyline has you fight Buster yet another time. My goodness. You know, I've been thinking more and more these days about how fortunate we were to have you join the dojo, even if it was by mistake at first. Can't thank you enough, Kaliushi. It's been a while since I've been so excited. I can feel my blood burning and my heart just dancing with anticipation. I just can't resist a battle against a worthy opponent, no matter how old I get. Now then, let's get things going. This is the most fun time in the world. So we get to see the same animation again. So another battle with Dojo Master Mustard, this time with a full team of Pokemon to get through. And a lot of pain to probably deal with. If the level's too high, I might have to do other stuff. It's been a while since I faced such a strong fight. My blood's boiling over. Time to see exactly what all this training has made of you. Okay, this is actually balanced just decently enough, but knowing me, I'd probably like to have some more defense. So if I get crit here, that's not gonna work. So let's do some defense first. He's probably an all-physical user. Oh, and he was gonna fake me out anyway, so that, worked out. We'll use one attack and start trying to just attack him. Wait until maybe the third turn and try and Dynamax him down. Oh, because it did the fake out trick, that's actually a KO. I do not want to deal with that. Unfortunately. We're gonna actually just go for a regular strategy instead. So first time in a while you've seen me reset. I'm not gonna actually fully attempt this battle with Urshifu, because I probably won't this probably won't actually get this done all the way. I could just use Inteleon to get through all of it, but I do want to have some fun. Urshifu is one of the legendaries, and I want him to have fun Because it's auto-saved, it actually saves here instead, so no need to do a safety save. It just puts us right back in the battle where we were. That actually saves a little bit of time. We're gonna set the text this time. Assume he's gonna use Fate Out again. Now we'll figure out if Mei and Xiao is faster than me. If not, then yep, then I'll have to actually fully switch to a different Pokemon for this. Time to exactly what all this training is made of you, again. Oh, because it used Fake Out, by the way, it skipped my animation for using a potential good item. Which is why my Focus Sash didn't initially work, because I was actually already damaged. That only works from full health. Well, now I know exactly what he's gonna do, so we have to do that no matter what. But from there, we're kind of just gonna go for attacks. And, yep, way too fast. Oh, that actual last one was a crit hit, so I was supposed to survive, so I actually got really lucky there. Goodness, how much more Pokemon will be faster than me? I don't know, but I'm just gonna keep going. Okay, he actually has a flying type. But it's dark and flying at the same time, so it's hard to really know. We're just gonna do this. Yeah, at 74, it's probably not gonna kill. And yes, that was just to give him some fun stuff, so... Anyways, let's go to the actual fun part now, shall we? I mentioned I was probably going to use this anyways. If I do any reattempts, I'll just use the best for it all. Okay, let's see what the... How many moves do I have are special? Okay, so I can go for the entire team using just Snipe Shot and Ice Beam. So, let's start by throwing a couple of special attacks on. Maybe healing if I need to. I'm at 88, so I should hopefully outspeed anything. That's fine. I'll just put out my defense on my own. How about, an X defend right there and there. Not really a light screen, but I guess it is something. Well, I think that was a physical move that I just blocked off against. So, yeah. I did less damage because of that. I'm going to use one more special attack. One to get it set up for the other spot, and the second one will cancel out the effect of light screen effectively, allowing me to do mostly full damage. Now, if we do get crit, that will ignore our defensive status. And we'll probably use revive strategies if we absolutely need to. But beyond that, we're going to try and Snipe Shot and Ice Beam down everything. Funnily enough, Steam is not actually very super effective against this. Otherwise, I probably would have used that. Oh, wow. He has a Luxray on his team as well. There's not really much else to do except just use our double special attack and hope for the best. Maybe we can kill him right here and not have to deal with this. Okay, good. 2 specials is often good enough to set up pretty much everything. Oh, there we go. We have the interesting Pokemon again. Another Pokemon I don't know about, so I guess it's time for a Snipe Shot again. It was resisted, but because of special attack, we still killed it because we are very powerful. for our multiple levels. And we even gained another level. Okay. I know Minerock is a lock type, so this will be really easy. But before I do stuff, I think he's given me enough annoyances for one day. Time to Dynamax. I probably should have actually just Gigamaxed this Pokemon instead, so that way we could see his Gigamax animation, but oh well. We could just trigger a different battle later. This, I was initially gonna use Urshifu's big one, but I kind of changed it at the last second. Don't worry, I'll probably show off his Gigamax a little bit later. I see you got your fundamentals down, Pat, but that alone won't cut it. So that's his text for getting a super effective hit. And his other text, he said there was actually extra because he happened to crit me. In other words, he got a crit. My skills are only getting sharper. Try not to be captivated by my might. And we have the Urshifu. I don't actually know if it is dark or water. From the looks of it, anything is effective, so I'll just go for another Max Geyser. Now, become the giant tinted fist that breaks your opponent as one with Stresswood. Okay, we might actually see a Gigamax after all, potentially. Or if this just a Dynamax, I don't know. Oh, yeah, this is the Gigamax version. This is definitely not normal. So he turns white and gets like a Sky of Pain, and now he has a scarf rolling in about. Oh, now that's really cool. That is really cool. I believe that is his Gigamax form. Again, with two specials, we'll easily kill him and end the battle. Best could have probably easily swept this team, but I chose not to use him just to have a little bit more fun. Though I might consider using him a bit more. I believe they want you to face this fight with Urshifu, but one moment you grasp it, and the next it slips from your hand. But the strength you now have, the strength that you defeat me, it's unwavering. Congratulations for the bottom of my heart. Wow, that was a lot of money we just got for winning that. I held absolutely nothing back, and yet you still defeated me. The apprentice surpasses her master. A true moment of pride for the master. You deserve a very special league card from me. So this is his rare league card now. Ooh. It seems I'll have to redo my own training from scratch. Oh darn, did I hear outright you actually lost? Ah, so you all came. Yo, I can't resist seeing you get all serious about battle, you cheeky little thing. You look utterly dashing, darling. Oh, but look at me getting distracted. You are amazing, Koyoshi. Looks like we need to have some max soup tonight to celebrate. I knew you just weren't a new student. I think I'll call you Master Newbie from now on. Well, I'm not surprised one bit, Koyoshi. I knew you'd win. And you are fabulous too, Urshifu. Huh. I did not use anything. It is him, unfortunately, but oh well. Well, how should I put this? I thought I should offer my congratulations, but I won't. Honestly, I don't see why I should celebrate anything. I will admit I do feel a bit better. I couldn't hold a candle to a trainer who defeated the master at his full strength. But when we next be on the field battle, it'd be I who takes the victory in a fair fight, no less. I don't think I'll lose. Quite the attitude, though maybe it's not as bad as mine. Well, at least he's aware of his own flaws. Well, that wraps up the last of the training here at the Master Dojo. I see you're back to normal. Hideyoshi, I hope you'll come back and have more battles with me from time to time. It'll make us both stronger. Just so we're ready when the time comes. And don't worry, you'll find out what I'm talking about eventually. Anyways, let's head back, shall we? Like one big family. Yeah. Oh, okay, so that storyline is just crazy enough to get at the end, save it? Okay. So that means the Alvara storyline is now actually complete. Okay. The first part was just a fake. Can't believe you beat the master even when he was serious. Clearly, you might be able to tackle this most gruel type ever. Restricted sparring. If you have the courage to try it, let me know. That is probably another bonus effect. Let's actually read open what it is. Tell me how it works. Restricted sparring is a training course that restricts the type of Pokemon you can use. Select a type first and then using up to 3 Pokemon of that type. No duplicate Pokemon or items are allowed. If you can win 5 times in a row, you'll complete the chain. However, if you lose even once, the sparring will end there. You can destroy a Pokemon between battles, but only twice in total, so use the opportunities very wisely. That's all. So that is another challenge that you could potentially do, but I'm pretty sure there are other videos on that, so I am not going to do that, obviously. So we kind of did a lot of sneaky things here, but I think it's about time we move on to the other storyline. So that I will actually call Isle of Armor Part 5. And I guess before I end, I do want to check the league card that I got. I have to go to the album and check this. So Muster's rare league card is this. Oh my goodness. It looks like he's in the state of ready to do battle. He still even has his hat on and something. And he also has a slightly different look as a result. Leon's rare card as well. I got that by beating him, by the way, in Battle Tower. That's how you get that. I'll just save for safety, and that will be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you enjoyed, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.